Sand is a particularly challenging terrain and can vary widely in the levels of flotation and grip it provides, so good preparation is essential. DSC should be switched off in this driving environment, as this will give you access to more power when you need it. In these conditions, the equipment you carry with you must also be carefully considered. In hot climates, you need to drink considerably more water than in more temperate climates, so ensure there's an adequate supply on board. Additional jacking equipment is especially useful in the sand where there's less support. A shovel is also essential. A GPS system will prove very useful. In the desert, it's much harder to find navigation points using conventional maps. Phones or other communication equipment are vital. And it's important to let others know of your journey plan if you're traveling in a remote or hazardous region. You should carry a tire pressure gauge and air compressor, as reducing the pressure in your tires will help you get the best flotation on soft sand. When reducing tire pressures, be sure to follow the manufacturer's guidelines on how far they can be safely deflated, and be sure not to misplace your dust caps. The difference this will make to your vehicle's performance is remarkable. But remember that reducing tire pressures will seriously compromise on-road performance. Dunes are typically much steeper on their leeward side, so a gentle ascent may disguise a sudden drop beyond the summit. When approaching a sand dune, if you cannot see over the top, it's vital to make a check of the terrain ahead on foot. If you're uncertain of the lie of the land, it's safer to back off and seek an alternative route rather than risk driving your vehicle into a hazardous position. In soft sand, the front wheels can dig in if stopping suddenly, making it difficult to move off. Always stop as gently as you can, and remember always to park on level ground or with your vehicle facing downhill, as starting on an uphill gradient on sand is very tricky. It isn't always possible to avoid side slopes, but if you can find an alternative route, take it. There's a real danger of your vehicle sliding sideways on the sand, which can result in you becoming stuck as you dig into the soft ground. This will also increase the side angle of the vehicle. Should you find yourself in this situation, steer down the slope and use a gentle throttle to regain control of the vehicle. When climbing dunes, it's particularly important to have enough momentum. The surface offers only limited grip, but using too much power when on the slope can cause your vehicle to dig in and become stranded. To recover from this common situation, select reverse gear and move gently back down the slope. Stop with the vehicle pointing downhill if possible before you attempt to climb again. Attempting the dune with more momentum will often get you to the top more easily. Take a fresh route, avoiding previous tracks, as this will reduce the drag at the wheels. Remember not to back off the power until you're on more level ground. Descending dunes requires a different technique compared with conventional downhill driving. Try to keep off the brakes when coming down the dune, as their stopping power can cause the front of the vehicle to dig into soft sand. HDC should be switched off, as this system relies on the brakes. For safest progress, use a low gear and keep the power on, so reducing the risk of sinking into the sand. First gear may provide too much engine braking, so in this case we've used second in low range, enabling a safe and controlled descent. As with a conventional slope, the fall line will provide the safest route.